hope, survival, shift, and pivot. So I just want to explain a little bit about why that is and what we're going to be doing in each of these sessions. So we start today with hope, the whole idea behind the bridge over troubled waters. And, hopefully not everyone is losing hope. And if you're, you know, if you're didn't lose your hope, then great, you're all set. But we are in a crisis. This coronavirus is a real curveball. So we want to make sure that we start with restoring hope, because part of the problem here is a lot of people have been very discouraged by, you got our business has to shut down, you're still having to pay rent. There's a lot of reasons to feel upset and discouraged. So we want to make sure as we start to look for solutions that you are dealing with your own mental state, your psychological state, that you're taking care of yourself. So that's important. We want you to know that we recognize that, and we know that that's important. So we're not going to be able to make you hopeful on our own, but we want to remind you of that, to do whatever it is that works for you. So we're going to talk about hope today. We're going to try to have some inspirational activities to show you some things that local people like you have done to really be able to recharge their business and get things happening, even though it doesn't seem like it ought to be able to happen. But people have been doing some very cool things. We are also going to start talking about survival skills today. As you get into the small group and talk about your business challenges with other people, that's where we start talking about survival today. So the first two sessions sort of work together to kind of rebuild your hope and to talk about some of the things you need to know and maybe people you need to know in order to, get the information and the ideas that you need to move forward. So we are going to talk about cash. We're going to talk about people issues. We're going to talk about technology, because a lot of you may need to use technology in a different way. And we're also going to provide you a lot of additional resources. So we're going to begin to tell you about those a little bit later today. We're going to go into that more next week. That Stony Brook University has made it, first of all, it is a tremendous resource itself. And they are making themselves available to you and other businesses. But you're here, you're coming in through the doorway, and we want to introduce you to those resources. So we're going to be talking about it, and we are going to give you some homework, by the way, because moving forward is going to require more than just kind of joining this Zoom meeting, but kind of taking some things on your own. And this is going to be, to use these resources. When we get into session 3, it is going to be more about how do we shift, how do we shift and pivot. Now, by pure wonderful happenstance, the name of our company is Shift Group. And so we figured this is perfect because we help businesses shift. And this is what many companies are going to need to do. You're going to have to shift something about how you get your product or service to your customers. And so we are going to talk, we're going to use more of a workshop form there with worksheets where you're going to work on it yourself. You're going to then get into your small group and get into conversation about what kind of plan am I going to have and what kind of roadmap am I going to have for making these changes. Now, a shift is sort of a modest change. It's like, if you think about it in your own body, a shift is just sort of you go from side to side. A pivot is really, even basketball players pivot. You really move. You hold your foot in one place, but your whole body moves. And that's like, if you think about it in your business, it's like more of a major change to get into a new sort of business model. And we're going to do that in the 4th session to really expand our thinking, to think about what you might be able to do with your business. I want to start talking about hope by first talking a little bit about crisis. So you see on the left-hand side of this slide, there is a Chinese character. Weiji is the Chinese word for crisis. And a lot of motivational speakers over time have used the idea that the Chinese word for crisis uses characters that one character means danger and the other character means opportunity. Well, the truth is the second character actually means crossroads. So crossroads is sort of opportunity. I mean, one side of the road goes to a great future, but the other side of the road may go to a bad neighborhood. So it isn't necessarily opportunity, it's the possibility of opportunity. So the goal of the Pandemic Shift program is to help you find the opportunity, to find the right road. Um, so the idea here, now, part of this starts with hope. Now, why hope? Some of this goes back. The very first training I ever did in my life, this was 50 years ago. I trained people to do telephone counseling at a hotline, people in crisis, a crisis center. And the thing we learned is that first thing you had to do was to recognize people's feelings and make them feel a sense of hope. And that's kind of where this starts, that when people are going through a crisis, you really can't start just offering solutions right away, because you have to deal with the mental and emotional part of it, of recognizing the feeling state, generating hope, and then you begin to move forward. And that is what we're doing here. Now, how do you find that roadmap to opportunity? Now, that is what our friend John Reeves is going to do for you. I consider John's kind of a wise owl. And he has a roadmap for this, actually. I said, you have to find the road. Well, the first part of the road is hope. I'm sure of that. But John has a set of worksheets and tools that will create a roadmap for you. And what I'm going to encourage you to do, as I say here, whatever it is, whether it's you do spirituality or meditation, you talk with friends, you do planning yourself, you read inspirational books, make sure you do that. Make sure you keep yourself leaning forward into a positive direction. Then you see there is this incredible support network that is here for you through Stony Brook University and through this program. And as we work together, we are going to, you're going to see these workshop elements that are really actually literally going to create a kind of a roadmap for your business. So that's what we're planning to do. And I think it's going to be really a great opportunity for all of us. We are going to enjoy doing this work together with you. And if you put in a lot to it, all of the boats will rise, so to speak. It'll be a great opportunity for everyone.